Hello, everybody. My name is Alyssa. I'm 33 years old and I am documenting my financial journey here on YouTube. Specifically, I am using this app called YNAB, or You Need a Budget. I'm using it to try to grow my net worth as much as humanly possible right now. And today I would like to share my income and expense report for February 2024, as well as share a little update to my 2024 financial goals. And finally, I will be giving an update on my net worth. So, first, let's go over my income for February. As you can see, I made $6,197.82. Most of this came from my normal paycheck. All of this is gross earnings, by the way. I do not get taxes taken out from my job. I'm a 1099 contractor and I do email marketing. So this was a pretty standard month for me. I get paid weekly, so this was just 4 normal weekly paychecks. I didn't have any bonuses or extra weeks of paychecks or anything like that. So pretty standard month for me. And I also received $21.13 of cash back, and this came from, I received $15.50 from the Upside app I use this for getting cash back on gas. And then I also cashed out $5.63 from the Rakuten app. This is like an online shopping cashback app. And I don't really use it that much. This $5.63 accumulated probably over the last like 6 months or so. And then you have to have $5 accumulated to be able to cash out. So I was finally able to do so. Next, I received $126.69 of interest from my high yield savings accounts. And then finally, I made $250 from pet sitting. This consisted of one house sitting gig over the span of like 3 or 4 days. And then I also did a few check-ins for my neighbor's dogs. So that totaled to $250. So not bad. I am always really pleased when I can get my income above $6,000 for the month, because my normal base pay is that $5,800. So it feels good to be able to get it over $6,000. So next we will go over my expenses for February. The first and biggest expense for me was contributing to my retirement accounts. So that was $3,500 that I contributed. Next is my fulfillment category. So this is all my fun money. I give myself $75 a week and I can spend it on various personal spending items. But this past month I spent $105.41 going out to eat. And this also includes a couple of coffee shop runs with my mom. And I spent $60 on a haircut. So that was the haircut plus tip. And then stuff and things, I spent $132.18. And this is just like any physical material item. So like I bought chalk for the gym. And I mentioned in a previous video that I have become absolutely obsessed with the band Boy Genius. So I had bought some of their merch. I bought a shirt, a hoodie, and 3 vinyl records. And the total was like just under $200, but my mom contributed $75 towards that amount because she wanted to just give it to me as an early birthday present, because my birthday's coming up in April. So, and she knew that I really wanted this stuff. So she just decided to give me an early birthday present. And then I also bought a slip leash for pet sitting. So yeah, all in all, I spent $297.59 on fun. Next is my essential living costs. So I spent $123.84 on groceries, $15 on the gym. Oh, I should mention my groceries. I live at home and my parents so graciously let me eat a lot of their groceries, and I also cook dinner for them. They get meal kit boxes and also buy their own things for dinner, and I cook all the dinner so they never have to take care of dinner. And I also obviously like help out around the house. I do like free pet sitting for them because they have animals, and obviously I keep up the chores around the house and stuff. I'm not like a total slob living with them, but they do so graciously let me eat a lot of their food. And obviously they are not charging me rent. So that is how I can get away with only spending $123 on groceries, because this is just breakfast and lunches basically. So that's that. So $15 on gym and $27.78 on household. So this was a few things. I was having some sinus flare up issues. Not really sure if I've been tested for allergies. I definitely don't have any like airborne allergies, but something was going on with my sinuses. So I bought some distilled water and some saline rinse, and I'm feeling better now. But then I also bought some Vaseline lip balm, some hair bands, and I think this 1231 was some deodorant. So yeah, super exciting. I also spent $364.08 on medical, and this is an ongoing medical bill for my sinus surgery that I had last year. Technically, this is a debt, but there's no like, it doesn't show up on my credit report or anything, and there's no like account that I can check the current balance or anything. I just treat it like a bill. I know technically I should count it against my net worth because I still owe like, I think it's probably about $1,000 now, but I just choose to treat it like a bill in YNAB. It's going to be over in like May or June, so yeah, that's that. And I sent my mom $33 for my phone, $77. We share a storage unit. That's where like 90% of my belongings are while I live at home. So once I move out, I won't have to pay for storage anymore, but I am for now. I think I mentioned my mom and I share a unit together, so that's my half. And then $30.54 on subscriptions, just a couple streaming services, and then my Acorns investing account charges me $1 a month. And $140 for one therapy session. So one thing that's missing from here is my health insurance. I have to pay my own health insurance because I do not get it through work. But I was double charged last month accidentally for my health insurance, so I had a credit this month. So that is why that did not show up in my expenses for February. So my total living costs were a little bit lower this month, but they'll just be going back up this month because I'll be paying for health insurance again. So $811.24 on essentials. And for car expenses, a little bit higher because I spent $346.57 on my 6-month car insurance premium. So that came out, and then I spent $45.75 on gas. I only fill up once every like 4 to 6 weeks because I work from home, so I do save a lot of money on gas. And last but not least, I have this little section for if I get like refunds, reimbursements, and then credit card statement credits. So one of my streaming services is linked to my Capital One credit card. And so I always get like 15 cents back as a statement credit whenever I pay that bill. So that just comes through down here, and then I reassign this 15 cents wherever. I think I usually just put it in my next month category. So yeah, all in all, I spent $5,001, but that does include my retirement contributions. So if we take that away, what I actually spent was $1,501. So not too bad. And my net income then, which would include my retirement contributions, that $3,500, was $4,696.82. So now I'm going to share a little update on my 2024 financial goals. Okay, so here are my 2024 financial goals. I already went over my income in the previous section, so I'm just going to go through this relatively quickly, these two first goals here. My first goal of which is to make $5,000 in extra income. So this is income that is not from my normal day job paychecks. And so I want to make $5,000 total, which is a really big stretch goal for me. I'm going to at least make like a few $1,000s, but $5,000 would be cool. I'm not going to be upset if I don't hit it, but definitely a stretch goal for me. So, like I said, I made money from pet sitting, interest, and cash back, and that totaled to $397.82. And so far, I have made $568.26 in extra income, which is 11.37% of my $5,000 goal. So, obviously, lagging behind a little bit in this goal. I should be closer to like 18 to 20% of the way there by now, but I'm not going to be devastated if I don't hit it. It's just really cool to track that. And then my next goal is to make $85,000 in gross income. So this includes my normal paycheck as well as any side income that I make. So last month, like I said, I made $6,197.82. So my total for the year is $13,768.26, which puts me 16.2% of the way towards this $85,000 goal, which I think is like just slightly below being on track. I think I should be like 16.8 something percent of the way there by now with how much time has passed so far this year. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Again, this is a stretch goal. And I also plan on hopefully getting a raise this year or some kind of bonus that is in addition to my Christmas bonus. So we'll see. It's another kind of a stretch goal, but I think this will be more realistic when I can increase my day job income. So yeah. Okay, for my next goal, I wanted to invest $30,000 total. So this month, I invested $300 towards my 2023 SEP IRA, and that's because I did my taxes in February and I saw that I can contribute an extra $300 without being penalized. So that's what I did. And then I contributed $3,200 total to my 2024 Roth IRA. And I'm just about to max that out for this year, which is a $7,000 limit. So that is exciting. And then my HSA, I already finished this out last month. So this is just going to be zero for the rest of the year. And then I did not contribute anything to my taxable brokerage because I will be leaving that at the end of the year when I've already contributed what I can to my tax advantage accounts first. So that was a total of $3,500, which brings my total invested so far this year to $11,000. And that brings me to 36.67% of this goal of investing $30,000, which is super exciting. I'm obviously way ahead of schedule, but like I have mentioned in previous videos, I am going to be moving out of my parents' house sometime this summer or early fall. So when I do that, I am going to have to scale back my investments, probably less than $2,000 a month. We'll see. It depends on if I'm able to increase my day job income by then as well. But so that is why I'm trying to like very heavily front load this goal, because I'm probably going to be investing the bulk of this in the first half of this year before I move. So just really like shoveling money in here to try to meet this goal early. And then my next goal is to have $100,000 total invested. And this goal is obviously a little bit less in my control because it's everything to do with how the market is doing, really. So it's more of a tracking goal, but I do think I'm like definitely going to hit $100,000 invested this year. In fact, I'll probably hit it. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's go through where my investment accounts ended on the last day of February. So my SEP IRA ended at $11,679.48. And my Roth IRA ended at $39,544.50. My HSA, which I have mostly invested, I have $100,000 or $100,000. I have $100 sitting in cash, and because I think that was the minimum that I have to have in cash, and then I can invest the rest. I don't know. But yeah, so I mostly invest my HSA funds, and I don't plan on using my HSA for medical. I plan on just cash flowing any medical expenses and just using my HSA as a retirement account in the future. So yeah, that's what I'm doing there. Then my taxable brokerage accounts, I have two. I use Public and Acorns. So Acorns is invested in like broad index funds. And then my Public account is where I just have a few stocks. It's at like 200 something dollars. So it's not anything crazy. And I'm invested in like Tesla, Apple, Coinbase, and a few others, just random stocks. I think I got a bonus for signing up and I got a couple free stocks. So that's the only reason I have that account. And yeah, so not much to write home about there. But my Acorns is where most of this is invested. So that ended at $21,969.71. So obviously the market was way up at the end of last month. And then we get to crypto. So crypto is having a freaking heyday right now, which I honestly don't know how to feel about it. I've been going back and forth with this in my head. I am slightly uncomfortable with how much crypto takes up of my overall portfolio. I think right now this is like 15% of my overall investments. And ideally it would be like 5%, but crypto is just so volatile. Like it could, tomorrow it could shoot up to like 100K and then go to zero. It's hard to like contain it. And I actually went back and I was a little surprised. I thought that I invested in like $4,000 to $5,000 total since 2018, but I totaled all of my investments and I actually invested just under $8,000 total. So I'm up like, what is that? Like 80% of my original investment. So I've been toying with the idea of like taking out what I originally invested and then also anything to cover whatever taxes I would owe, and then just letting the rest sit in there and kind of playing with house money and not really caring if it goes to zero, because at least I got my original money back and I can put that money into like safer investments. But then there's also a part of me that's like, well, I invested what I didn't care if I lost. Like I kind of looked at it as a gamble before. And obviously I feel very different about like gambling on crypto now. Like I'm not currently investing into crypto like actively. So I'm kind of like, YOLO, like what if we just take this out of my overall net worth and out of my like retirement calculations and just kind of see what it does and not really care about it? Like if it goes to zero, then whatever. I don't know. It's something to think about. I don't necessarily want to pull out now, but like, let's say this shot up to like 100K tomorrow. I don't know. I feel like I need to make a game plan of what I want to do because yeah, like it's fun to watch it go up, but I don't know that I want to count it towards my overall net worth since it is so volatile. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys invested in crypto, and what do you think? What are your thoughts? I need to like think of my game plan of what I want to do with this over time. But anyway, all of my investments overall were up 13.7%, which is crazy. That also includes my $3,500 contributions, and then the rest of this was market gains. So I'm 96.71% of the way towards my 100K invested goal. Let's just I was going to delete this and see. So, okay, yeah, $81,000. Yeah, I'll feel better, I think, once I've hit $100,000 invested in my other accounts. And then I can leave crypto as kind of like fun money that I forget about and not count it towards my net worth. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. But I'm going to stop rambling about that. And then this next section, I thought it would be fun to calculate what I would be able to withdraw right now if I were to retire, like right now, with what I have currently invested. And this is obviously a super rough calculation because I just took 4%, the standard 4% withdrawal rate of whatever I have invested right now. And obviously a lot more thought would need to go into, like, if I could actually withdraw 4%, I would probably need to withdraw like 2 to 3% to be safe, to make sure that my money actually like lasts me to infinity and beyond. But anyway, just warning that this is a very like rough calculation and not probably what I would actually withdraw. But that would be $3,868.22 a year. So definitely not enough to retire on, but it's a cool metric to track, I think. But the next two are they're more attainable goals for me. So I would like to track my COSFI number. And if you do not know what COSFI is, it's where if you stopped contributing to your retirements. Okay, let me start over. It's when you hit a certain amount invested that if you were to never contribute to retirements again until retirement, you would still be able to retire with whatever your goal retirement amount was. So for me, I would like to retire with at least $60,000 a year because that is 80% of my pay now. And that's just kind of a standard calculation for what you should aim for in retirement. So if I were to retire at 67 and I did not contribute anything more to my investments of $96,705, I would be able to withdraw $36,688 when I retire at 67. Like if I were to completely stop investing today, which is pretty cool because I could make that work. Like it's tight, but I would definitely be able to survive on that. And obviously this is in today's dollars. So yeah, it would be more in actual dollars at 67, but this is just calculated in today's dollars and what it would feel like. So yeah, it's just exciting. My goal in the next like 3 to 4 years is to hit that $60,000 mark to be able to retire at 67. So yeah, just a fun metric. And then I also thought it would be fun to track if I retired a little bit early at 55 and see if I stopped contributing to my investments today, what I would be able to withdraw at 55. And that is right now $16,290. And again, it's a super rough calculation because I'm just doing like a 10% investment growth rate with 3% inflation and 4% withdrawal rate. And so obviously, like if I retired a little bit early, there would be more calculations to be involved about how much I would actually be able to withdraw with like health care expenses and Social Security and all of that. So yeah, just super rough estimations. But yeah, it'll just be exciting to see these numbers go up. And that's it for my 2024 financial goals. So I'm just going to do a quick net worth update. So here we are back in YNAB. I really should start tracking this in a separate spreadsheet, but I'm using YNAB for now. So as you can see let's go to just January to February. So in January, I ended with a $108,000 net worth. And February, I ended at just shy of $118,000. So $117,965.48. And this does not include my tax savings. I take those out of my accounts up here when I'm calculating my net worth because I prefer not to include my taxes in that because it's in my mind that money is already gone. So I do not include it in my net worth. But yeah, super exciting. a 9% increase, which is insane. I am very curious to see what the markets do this month and the rest of this year. But yeah, making pretty solid progress. And then kind of want to go back to, this is when I started YNAB, was September of 2023. So I started at an $80,000 net worth. My net worth has gone up from the end of till the end of February, 46.5%, which is awesome to see. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing month, and I will see you guys in my next Budget With Me video. All right, bye guys.